Oh, hello and welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen. A very snowy day in Poland, in Katowice. We are in a little bit of a warmer climate down here south in Cologne, but as we get ready to go into this game, it's cold revenge that Gambit are going to be looking to exact on their enemies in forward gaming. How you two doing?
Yeah, pretty good.
I'm good.
Disappointed.
It was a weird game, though. Yeah. I kind of expected more. Both of these teams made a lot of mistakes. I'll point out, again, the itemization from Morphling and his positioning. You had a good point. It's really pain in the ass to play against Shadow Shaman when you're playing a carry. It just devastates most of the carries, just destroys them completely.
There's this guy standing like 800 to 1,000 range away, just waving his arms at you.
Oh, no.
What can you
and
do?
I'm just like, no,
and that's it. All of your net worth doesn't mean anything in the face of that. So maybe the Shadow Shaman's going to get banned this time around. I would expect maybe even a completely different strategy. It's a shame because I feel like while we're going to focus on the negative for Gambit, they did have a lot of positives as well. I think the Doom play was fantastic. It really kept them in the game a lot of the time. But yeah, it just sort of got to a point where Forward won the fights that they needed to be able to just rush up onto the high ground and close the game out. But I really do feel like Gambit had the better draft there.
Yeah, it was sort of bizarre. I mean, that's the thing, too, is that drafts don't always win you the games. It's got to be the combination of that and the play together. So we'll see if they can sort of step that up a little bit here as well. Maybe if they can come... I mean, that's also the weird thing, right, is if we're feeling like they maybe have the better draft, maybe they need to pick a draft that has, like, a better play style, because when Gambit has been the strongest in the past, it's been off the back of, like, quick tempo, take advantage early, and then close out the game. Maybe that's what they need to go back to, is just a different play style that fits their play style better.
I feel like Forward Gaming did good job just shutting down the way that Gambit is playing. As you mentioned, they're playing fast. They like to snowball. If you take an example of Visage or Shadowfin with this kind of a build, the Guardian Greaves that he tends to go for, they group as 5, take towers, go for objectives, get a pick off, go Roche. It's easy Dota that they're playing. The big problem was that they lost their lanes. Mid was not lost in terms of CS because Morphling was on the same level as Kanka, bottom as well, but Beastmaster did some better rotations than the Doom at early stages, which gave them a lot of advantage, but the Doom played extremely well in the mid game.
Yeah. Once he got his blink, I feel like Doom really started to make a lot of plays, right? He got his blink, they immediately... The Kanka was in a really weird place trying to kill the Visage by himself. I have no idea what he was doing, but they got that immediate kill with the first Doom, and he did pretty well. But the other thing to say is that Forward Gaming's lineup, I think, was a lot easier to execute, especially when you've got Shadow Shaman as a hero. Like, it's this really consistent, easy timing. Mass Serpent Wards are up, let's go throw them on a building, right? It's a really easy strategy to play around, and I think that's the other thing, is that Gambit gave themselves a more difficult lineup to play, and if they're not living up to the execution, then maybe they got to pick something that's, like you said, Gabe, more in their wheelhouse, or just something that's easier to play overall.
And you compare that to the other side of things where, yes, Doom can be something easy to play around in terms of you get Doom, you go get a kill, but heroes move, towers stay where they're at. So you go to the same spot every time and you're going to make sure that you get that objective.
I mean, we might change that.
That's true.
Landmines from techies could not move, now they can.
Yeah. But when are we going to get tower talents? That's what we need.
Move tower further to the front.
Like base talents or building talents.
Like
so you
have a hero called Mason, and then he can like repair the towers, move them.
You know, we need like a 10-minute talent, and then a 20-minute talent.
This is what I'm thinking. You can buy items for creeps. What do you think about that?
Okay. Yeah, I think it's pure garbage.
Okay, sounds good. Moving on. Next game. Well, it does look like Forward are going to take second pick this time, so it's the same decision. It's going to be the same setup pretty much as the last game.
What was the priority in the previous one?
So the previous game priority
Gambit
was,
had the first pick,
and they took Nyx overall.
No. As in, what did they take for selection?
I think that it was probably.
So Gambit took first pick with selection priority.
Most likely.
Who's got selection? No, Forward have selection. Yeah, so Gambit must have taken either first pick or Radiant.
Yeah. It seems
Any
like
idea
probably.
which one?
I would imagine that they would have picked.
Probably Radiant, I think.
Radiant, man.
Yeah.
No matter how much you nerf it, it's still Radiant. The biggest point that I have about Radiant versus Dire, and I've seen mixed feelings from certain players about it, is attacking from Radiant from left to right, up, from down to up, kind of feels more natural. Every time I play a game and I end up in Dire, I'm mad. The game didn't even start and I'm mad because I'm Dire.
Maybe you have other issues you need to work
maybe
on.
I'm just a mad person. I don't know.
Yeah.
Every time I open up Dota, I'm mad.
No. If I'm Radiant, I'm extremely happy.
50% of the time, I'm angry.
Yeah, all right, that's fair.
It's about right for a Dota player, I think.
Then I run down mid if I'm Dire.
It feels better running from down to up than up to down.
And then other people bring up the win rates, right? They're like, oh, Radiant has a higher win rate. You're the reason that Radiant has a higher win rate. You just run it down mid every single time you're on
it
Dire.
makes a lot of sense if you think about it. If you want to ruin a game, you're running from up to down. It takes you less time, and then you can ruin it faster.
See, the other way to do it is you just have the Nature's Prophet and you TP to their fountain. And then you don't even have to worry about running anywhere.
Yeah. That's you're on next level.
Yeah. Is it easier to click in the... when you're on Dire, it's way easier to click into the Radiant base than it is into the Dire base, right? It's the bottom left corner of the map versus having to click like top right. Way easier.
But jokes aside, the numbers don't lie. Radiant still has a better win percentage against the Dire.
Yeah. But there are other advantages as well, like the big camp pull is 100 times easier for Radiant than Dire. Like, Radiant can chop 2 trees and pull it straight down to the tower and aggro the creeps there. Dire have no way to just pull the big camp.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, and I think that needs to be fixed. We don't want to have a mirror mode where everything is the same on both sides, because then it wouldn't be Dota, but I think we need to find a way to balance it. Also, mid side camp. The camp on the mid to the right side, it's so easy.
It works so much better for Radiant than for Dire.
Yeah. Because you can also defend that with a ward really easily too. Like that high ward can see both anybody that's coming to mess with the camp as well as the rune. You can get both of them, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, on that ledge where the ramp is,
Well, we do have a draft that we can hop into now for game number 2. And oh man, I was back for a moment.
Okay.
My fully augmented voice.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. We're isolating the issue, right? It's definitely related somewhere to...
we'll get there.
Yeah, exactly.
No. Blame Scriff. It's Scriff's computer that is clearly...
oh, no. Well,
hashtag blame Scriff.
Wonderful. You're going to get that trending.
Yeah.
Well, we do have the Beastmaster banned out this time around. Apparently, they don't want to play against it. They felt like that was one of the issues, even though in the laning stage, he kind of got owned. Interesting.
He didn't get owned.
No.
It was pretty even.
It was even for the first 5 levels. Beastmaster was doing a little bit better.
Okay.
And then after that, the Doom started pulling ahead a little bit. But I would say that Beastmaster actually got to 40 CS before Doom did.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then after that point, it started to break down a little bit.
Yeah, and after Doom got level 6, he was afraid of... getting a kill, and we can see a different approach in Gambit in this game. Banning Beastmaster, banning Shadow Shaman, Shadow Demon as well. This is the hero that's going to be extremely popular. I saw him in some of the qualifiers. I think you and me, Gabe, casted a lot of Shadow Demon games. Can be played at multiple roles and brings so much to the table.
So is that enough to change it where they don't feel confident going rather just Brewmaster again? Like, did they need that Shadow Shaman with the Brew? Because he did have a lot to do with them sort of remaining even in the laning stage. And yeah, they're going to go for Sven instead.
Lifestealer still in the pool, or if they want to... I would love to have Luna in this. Every time I see Sven Luna, I don't think it's the first pick material, Luna, but might need to pick it straight away if they want to go for it.
There's a lot of counters.
Considering that's going to be banned out most of the time. And I don't know. Lifestealer still in the pool if they want to go for it.
I don't think they bother with the Brewmaster here because they've already banned the Dusa. Like I still think that Forward are really like looking at Gambit's their views on Medusa, and a big reason that we saw that Brewmaster come out so early in the previous game was because of this first phase Medusa that Gambit will willingly go for.
Oh no.
So whatever. This hero's nerfed. It's fine. It's right.
We saw some of the Juggernaut first picks in the qualifiers, and I did not find that very successful. There's an instant counter to Jug Ursa, he can just man fight him. You can't really use Omni Slash because of the Enrage. He's going to mitigate most of the damage. And I guess the reason why they picked Juggernaut is against the Nyx Assassin, because he really doesn't care about his carapace. It gives them like Roche potential, a lot of survivability. Combine that with Sven's Warcry, a lot of effective HP.
So that's the thing that I would point out about this lineup from forward that's really strong off the bat, is that if you're going to take a Nyx first overall, this is a hero that wants to get those kills to snowball. And we saw in the last game, the best thing he did all game long for them was getting that courier snipe. That's not something you can rely on from this hero.
Oh, you can if you're immersion, for sure.
If you can. But again, it's like that was the best possible scenario for them, and it still didn't impact the game as much as I think they would have wanted it to. So if you just take these big tanky heroes, that feels like it's kind of a good answer, is just a play style. It sort of mitigates everything that Nyx brings to the table, except for his scouting.
And the other thing is that Nyx is really bad against 5-man. Yeah. Like, Nyx Assassin as a hero does not initiate into 5-on-5 fights at all. And if the enemy team is just 5-manning and they're all standing around one sentry, it's really, really difficult for you to do anything.
Jug does well.
Yeah, and Jug is 100% a 5-man hero. He's totally built to be able to just have his team rally around him and go and take objectives and that sort of thing. So I think the Jug is also a response to the Nyx Assassin on that kind of angle. But interesting to see where the draft goes from here. Is Sven still playable as a support, do you think, guys?
I think so. Yeah, I don't think Sven Core is that great. He got nerfed in 2 patches, but I still feel like the hero is fine.
I think they nerfed...
He was overpowered to start with.
But they nerfed support more than they nerfed, like, offlane Sven, for example, right? Like, I think position 3 Sven might be kind of where it's at more these days, or it could still be that position, like, 4 or 5 Sven is still good enough. But they've nerfed the damage on the Stormhammer, the cooldown. They've nerfed the base damage reduction on the Warcry. So now you rely more on the strength component versus just the base.
And the big thing is they nerfed the God Strength, so you can't pop a God Strength and then use a Warcry. It has, I think, 20 seconds more cooldown.
They added another 20 seconds.
Yeah. You know what is really weird about it, too, though,
God Strength cooldown.
That Sven holds his sword very strangely. I mean, that's the other thing. Look at this. What the hell is that? He has a hole.
Yeah, I don't think that would be really effective in a real fight. Like, it's a huge sword. How would you hold it, Gabe?
I don't think he actually swings it like that.
That's just how he hangs out with it?
I think he shifts the other hand.
Okay, he shifts it down.
Yeah.
And there's the Luna.
Yep. Okay.
Is this support Luna, though?
It could be.
That'd be interesting.
I mean, for 5-man, that's kind of a cool way to do it. Io is also not banned out at this stage of the game.
It's not in Captain's mode.
You're right. It's not in Captain's mode, basically. Oh, my God.
Sometimes you just have to read the patch notes, even though there are some changes that I just don't remember. Like, when did this happen? Like,
but
I don't...
X being removed from Captain's mode is an important one.
That is a pretty important one.
That's definitely the important one. Gabe, this one's on you for sure.
This one's definitely on me. That's fine.
That's okay. Good.
You get one a game. Or
you get one
a tournament, maybe.
Okay. One a day?
One a day. It's just I've been seeing so much IO in all pick, and I'm just like, every time I see the Luna, it's like, oh, God, it happens immediately.
Luna Wisp is a big deal.
It's a big meme.
This could be a potential tri-lane for forward gaming. Sven, Juggernaut, Luna. It seems extremely strong. You have 2 spells to keep a hero in a place while Juggernaut spins.
Oh,
what do you mean? Oh, no, what?
No, not about what you're saying, about what Gambit have just picked.
No, that's what I meant.
I don't like this support duo, to be honest. I think they've it's a little bit greedy. Like, Rubik and Nyx Assassin both want a certain degree of farm, and I just don't think there's going to be enough for the 2 of them. They've got some stuns and stuff now, but I don't like this support pairing. And it feels like almost a little bit reminiscent of what they did in the previous game, where I just worried that the supports aren't going to be able to do very much kind of come the mid-game. And I don't even know if there's going to be a mid-game with the way that forward are drafting.
Yeah, this is really scary.
It's looking good. They just want to go as 5 with Nature's Prophet. I think Nature's Prophet is going to be
Who knows what their roles are?
They could swap things
thing,
around,
right?
but they could also put Nature's Prophet in 1 versus 1 scenario, and then have these 3 as a tri lane.
I mean, it really doesn't matter at this point.
It doesn't.
I want the Prophet as a core if I'm forward this game.
Yeah.
Because you want you want to, I think you want to go aggro, you want to put the Nature's Prophet in the 1v1, and then you want the
TP.
threat of the Nature's Prophet TP.
Exactly.
And you need the Treants ASAP.
Whoa.
This is a dead hero.
No, but look at there's no control. What's your control in this game for him?
Yeah, but the thing is,
what's he gonna do? Is he gonna ball into 5 heroes?
He's not. This is the downside of the hero
They can't
again.
team fight. They can't take a 5-on-5. And now here's the other thing: they have no way to trade buildings at all. So forward rock up to a tower. What do Gambit do? They can't fight them, and they can't take a building of their own. So what do? The Storm pick makes 0 sense to me at all.
I mean, it's. I can understand their way of thinking. If Storm Spirit gets a good jump, it's extremely good against Nature's Prophet.
Well, and it's with the Nyx Assassin. That's the thing,
the split
right?
push. I think they're overcommitting to this cause. And
I don't
as you
think
mentioned,
forward is
0
split pushing.
damage. They have no team fight potential with this kind of a lineup. It's not looking good for them.
yeah.
Well, I will say that oftentimes one of the way that they play on forward is having Rezo go out, farm alone, while the other 4 make space. And with Nyx Assassin and Storm Spirit, this is one of the few combinations that I think can actually kill a Jug once you get a decent amount of levels off. If you just go for immediately Impale and then Storm Zips on top of them.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the only thing I can think of, at least for this. And they also have no control on forward gaming. None that is going to really be able to realistically control Storm.
Yeah, I think they could grab a hero like a Dragonite for forward gaming. It gives them even more pressure on the towers. It's a good laner. It gives them control for Storm Spirit. He also benefits from Luna's aura. When I say benefit, I feel that strength is the best one in the game. And especially if you compare it with Luna, and that you want to group up as 5, intelligence is not going to bring that much stuff to when you're grouping up as 5. And this Timbersaw ban could also reveal a Dragonite pick. So
the only thing I can say for Gambit here is that they have something potentially cute with, like, if Storm gets his first big item, whatever it is, be it an Orchid or be it a Bloodstone first, or just like the, Kaya Orchid, something like that, they can spoon feed him an Aegis. Like,
yes.
Ursa is extremely good at taking an early Roshan, so if even a forward are a little bit ahead, Gambit do have this kind of desperation play where they go and sneak a Roche, put the Aegis on the Storm Spirit, and then they have this insanely strong Storm for one fight. Yeah. But other than that, I don't like their draft, really.
The other hero that forward could go for and that could round up their lineup well is Pugna.
Yeah.
Even more team fight potential, the building damage.
I think that's really scary
siege.
against, like, Nyx Storm, though.
I don't even think it needs to be, like, I don't know if it has to be core Pugna, though. I think the other thing about the Storm pick is it makes the lanes really exploitable for forward. They can do some really weird stuff. Or, like, they could, if they wanted to, they can even put Jug mid against Storm. Like, that's a playable matchup. It's just fine for Juggernaut.
Which bracket are we talking about? It's misplayable.
I think it works. But I guess we'll see. Maybe with the new Remnant, they reverted the nerf.
Yeah.
So now he's got a 70
the other
mana
thing
Remnant.
actually that the Storm gives them, though, is the ability to take out that healing ward, which they didn't really have before, which could become really important. I actually wouldn't mind seeing forward go for something like a Puck. I think that hero owns Storm Spirit now.
It's bad against Nyx Assassin. But you just carapace on his orb.
But you have other heroes
they
that
could
are
go
play
for it. There are some good sides if they want to pick it.
Gambit. Okay. All right.
We've seen Legion Commanders mid. I feel like Dragonite or Pugna is a must-have. Pugna with the Cripify against Legion, against Ursa. It's so good.
Yeah. I don't mind the Legion pick here. It's deep push. It's a hero that can kill the Jug as the game goes on. Like, once you get to your Blade Mail, you can kind of, if you can manage to get a Blink Duel on him, but still doesn't really solve problems in terms of taking objectives. I don't know how Gambit ever really go high ground either. It seems
just
like
kill
they're
everybody.
just they just have to get kills and kills and kills and somehow get a Legion with like 200 plus dual damage.
This game is all about the Storm Spirit, I feel like. This to me, I feel like is their big thing that they're thinking is get him huge. Forward don't have what it takes to control him. Unless they solve it with the last pick here.
Yeah, there you go.
Must be. It just fits their profile. I love Forward Gaming's lineup.
They needed a stun. They get more push. Yeah, I really like Forward's draft.
Call me crazy. I like Gambits.
You're crazy, Gabe.
Right, that's fair enough. I don't know. I think that this hero, the Storm Spirit, the thing I don't like is that it does mean that you're sort of relying upon kills, and they have a lot of really tanky heroes that are hard to kill. But they have a lot of things that enable them, too. You talked about the Roche. There's 2 different gankers here that can maybe set up a quick kill to start a fight. And that's proven to be pretty effective in these games. So we'll see how it goes. You guys are both feeling forward, though. You're digging it.
Yeah, these heroes are not easy to kill. Dragon Knight, Juggernaut, Sven, they're pretty tanky, and if Nature's Prophet goes for these team fighting items, he gets a Pipe, he gets a Crimson Guard, Vlad's, it's just going to round up their lineup extremely well, and I don't know, this is one of the few players who plays Legion Commander, even though when she was extremely nerfed, she was unplayable, he still managed to make this hero work, so it's probably going to be a pleasure to watch anyway.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hop into this game number 2. Gambit looking to tie it up 1-1 apiece, and Forward seeing if they can take a dominant 2-0 lead and a hot start in Group A as we get ready to pop into this game. My goodness gracious me, oh my. This is going to be a good one.
Just continue with those. Do you have one more game?
What else you got?
I don't got anything. Let's go into it. Oh, my God.
If I was at production, I would just not do anything. I just shout out to production. I don't know.
Making me look like an idiot. That's great. I love it. That was brilliant. That was so good. I had to commit though, you know. Once you're pointing at the camera, you can't not do it anymore. Man, and ho ho ha ha was the call out on the side there from the Luna. I'm not sure what that was, but I really liked it a lot. Well, Base Kip has left us, but only for a moment. And you talked about, Legion Commander being the hero to play in this game. This does feel like a hero that might be a bit on the rise.
Yeah, we've seen more and more Legion Commanders, especially since Batrider became so popular. This hero completely cripples him in terms of dispelling lasso and charges on sticking a palm. So it's going to be MSS Luna. It's going to be a position 4 Luna as expected.
Yeah.
It's actually going to be, position 4 Luna, and they're going to have Juggernaut. This tri lane is extremely strong.
Oh, SVG picking up the rune in spite of the stun. And so it will be a 2 for 2, it looks like. Gambit able to pick up the other ones down there bottom. And the Hawk playing on the Ursa. 9 tangos, got himself a stout shield and a branch. This guy is ready to go.
Their pickup potential is extremely well on side of Gambit. You have Legion Commander, once he gets a Blink Dagger, Storm Spirit, Nyx Assassin, Ursa with a Blink Dagger. That's a lot of kill potential, and if Legion gets a good timing on a Blink Dagger, it's going to be guaranteed a lot of damage, considering that there's a lot of follow-up spells that they can use on the dual target.
Oh, and this is always so frustrating, playing against the Nature's Prophet. As a Rubik, you also have just a really high amount of base damage too that you can use to.
It's not good. Gambit can't really play against Forward Gaming's tri lane, and the bottom lane. Look at the amount of pressure that Nature's Prophet is putting on this Ursa. He already has a Quelling Blade for easier last hitting, and he's gonna keep that Quelling Blade against Nature's Prophet, of course, because of the Sprout.
Yeah, what the heck is Immersion doing? He's pulled in 2 creep waves, and he's just kind of nursing them here in the top side. Is he going to wait for, like, a triple wave?
This is the only way they can play it. We didn't mention it, but he's going to pull the wave, they can't really stop it because Forward Gaming's tri lane is extremely strong.
Okay. So yeah, they're pulling the full double wave back. Resolution is going to run into him, and now we suddenly have a creep wave that's like in the middle of nowhere. The Impale is far off the mark, and Resolution doing a lot of damage to Immersion. Very bizarre opening to this game here in the top lane, but they'll be able to pull this one all the way through while that other round of creeps is going to push through to the tier 1 tower and deal some damage while MSS tries to farm it up. And, well, stun underneath the tower for SVG. He's going to try and harass away while this is going on also. But very bizarre start to this one, as it looks like finally Gambit popped the salve on the Legion, and they're back to pretty good. And Storm Spirit doing pretty decent against the Dragonite mid. This is a pretty fine trade-off.
Yeah. They reversed the nerf that they put on Static Remnant, so he can spam it. 70 mana, level 1. You're playing against a melee hero, so it's a guaranteed harassment plus last hits.
Yeah, what you like to see. Bringing out mangoes for himself also. While MSS tries to get whatever denies he possibly can. Immersion again, just pulling around these creeps. And this is one of the nice parts about having this Nyx Assassin is even though they're throwing out all of this damage onto him with the 3 mangoes in his pool and then also having a couple of tangos, can just sort of shrug it all off. But laning stage so far looking pretty good for Gambit. Although you do have the Ursa with 16 and 10. I think some of those are going to be treants. That's why Universe is kind of been struggling to keep all of those alive against Dahak.
Yeah, it's hard. He just wants to be able to survive in this lane, get levels. But Rubik is level 3, Ursa is level 3. If somehow Ursa gets close to him, gets 1-2 hits, and then
First
left, he's dead.
Got a quick little look there ourselves in our casting setup. Love to see it. But yeah, 4 minutes in, they get themselves first blood, taking down 1. No problem.
No biggie. Extremely strong tri-lane. I don't think they can kill Legion because of the overwhelming odds. Depends if they stack the stuns. Maybe if they start with Lucent Beam, spin, follow it up with the Sven stun, and then 1 more beam. It's going to be enough to lock him down in place. Storm Spirit's level 5 on mid. Dragonite as well. Dragonite doesn't really care about being harassed anymore. Sol Ring is up.
Be careful here, buddy. Legion Commander under fire. Needs another punch, but the Impale comes through. An Immersion saving.
Luna's chasing. She has Warcry move speed, and she's extremely speedy. There it is. Oh, she lost the vision.
Outside of range. MSS, he's thinking about diving for this one under the tower, but calls off the charge. Oh, that was close. Yeah, that was very, very close there to being able to get it. So 5 minutes in, they're battling for the bounty runes, and it looks like Forward will be able to find a couple of them up there top, while meanwhile Gambit likely able to secure both of the bottom bounty runes. Is FNG still chasing for Universe here? The creeps outside of vision. FNG does have Fade Bolt again in a second, but the lift.
What is he doing?
He's just waiting on him. Universe is in trouble, though.
Yeah, but he made a huge mistake. He should have just tried to TP out, and then Rubik uses telekinesis, and then TP out with Scroll.
Well,
he used Sprout and had no mana for a TP. That's so uncommon for Universe.
Gets punished heavily for that slight mix-up there. And, well, now ended up losing his life. It is 1-1 in the kill score. They might have been able to give that kill over to the Storm Spirit, but didn't decide to do it. And the full control onto Immersion. Universe moves in. They have the Sprout now, but he eats his ways through. And with the Treants there and Resolution going for the spin, they find the kill. And this is exactly what you guys were talking about in the draft. That rotation with the Nature's Prophet to find kills and maybe later take down towers.
Yeah, but this opens up the bottom lane for Ursa. And the Nature's Prophet does not have a TP to TP back to the lane. So it's not that effective, and he's going to push with the Siege. Phase Boots is ready on him. This is the build that I've seen him go for before. phase boots just for extra movement speed, extra damage, kill potential, and then go for a Midas so the hero can scale because he has no farming capabilities. He needs to keep up with the farm. Dragonite using Dragon Form on mid, trying to push some damage on the tower with the siege creep wave, but not super effective. Bottom lane.
Oh, the Hawk. Yeah, they need to TP people in to come and deal with this pressure because it is hard to handle. And oh, they move into position with this haste rune on the Storm Spirit. MSS in trouble. He's going to be able to find a little roll there, and a couple more hits should get the kill onto Luna. And that is so vitally important for the Storm Spirit to get online early, finding those kills.
He didn't get the last hit, which is a sad part. He's still on the top of CS, 48 and 7. Ursa has 21 denied. That's a lot of gold, actually.
That's what you like to see. So 7.5 minutes, a slight lead for Gambit. And this is the timing when you would imagine Gambit would want to, you know, sort of be, or they'd be a little bit further behind, possibly, with the Nature's Prophet TPing around stuff. But I guess there is still the level 6s to come online for everybody, which we're getting closer to.
Yeah, there's no kill potential on a mid lane, so I think Storm Spirit is going to be the one rotating to a side lane. There's a lot of kill potential where Ursa is standing. He just needs a 1 stun, one electric vortex. He still doesn't have it skilled. Top lane is not going to be easy to get a kill on.
No, well, they're going on top lane for this Legion commander, who does still have stick charges as well as press the attack. Immersion moving into position. They're going to try and go for the body blocks, but the walk up north and Raindrop about to come off cooldown yet again does keep alive this Legion commander for the moment. Although still the chase comes, and the Stormhammer trying to find the angle. Jukes through the trees. This is a lot of space created. Does also have a TP. We'll see if he can get out of there. Legion commander actually making his way all the way
He's gone
out and back home. Forward, missing out on that kill.
That's a lot of time wasted for him. I think Sven had a stun, but he was saving it for Jug to get the last hit. Stun was off cooldown.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It was on cooldown again when he was going through the trees and was trying to pump fake it a little bit there, but couldn't quite get it in time. So 9 minutes in, Forward, trying to find some type of an angle here. They have done some fairly decent damage to the mid-tier 1 tower. As F1 Ninja just going to back off to the jungle and try and get his farm on. But you can see immediately they just pull the creep wave off to the side with FNG. They know how vitally important this tower is.
Well, what's happening, man? Everyone's building Midas. Juggernaut, Hand of Midas, Ursa, anyone else? Nature's Prophet has one queued up.
Dude, I told you. This is what's happening in Dota nowadays. So the Midas is done. Steel, Lucid Beam, turn it back around, and MSS. There's one thing about the support Luna. It does not live that much. And steals away the bounty rune for SVG. Immersion fully wrapped around by those treants. They give him a hug and they take down the kill. But Gambit still pick up a couple bounty runes down their bottom.
Luna just bought a tome, got herself to almost level 6, 3 points in beam. We see different approach from the players when they're playing position 4 Luna, either to max out Lunar Blessing, but then your Eclipse is not that effective. I feel like they need the damage, so getting Lucid Beam points are valuable.
The move in from Afo Ninja. I don't know if this is going to work, though. They find the stun, still seeing if they can get the kill, but even with that DD rune, the Dragonite is too hard to kill.
Budget Breed Fire didn't hit anything, but still Gucci. Dragonite too hard of a nut to crack. Top lane, though, that's going to be first dual damage.
Okay. Easy win there. That's not a hero that can really afford to die that much. We talked about Juggernaut and how rough we feel this hero does in this current meta. But we'll see if Forward are able to pull this one back together again. There is still damage onto the tier 1 tower. They're going to bring in Ywar to try and defend against this pressure.
Man, Ursa had Hand of Midas a minute and a half ago. Now he's sitting on 1.3k gold, and Midas is ready again.
Jeez. SVG, I mean, bold as brass. He's very comfortable just standing in front of that Legion commander. But does need to be careful about eventual duels coming out as Resolution is pushing in that mid lane. They have the Storm Spirit in the area as well. It's going to be a Blink Dagger for the Dragon Knight, so no Midas for him. As Immersion passes by a ward.
Slow clap. He needs to have a mobility item so they can lock down the Storm, or when Ursa jumps in, Legion Commander gets in, try to get... Oh, there's an Invis rune on bottom. Storm Spirit. Oh, he just purges it off.
Oh, and now they're in too far, and the duel immediately onto the Dragon Knight finds the kill. He just didn't get the Blink stun. That's it.
Well, he did. He stunned Storm Spirit, but Legion Commander purged it off.
Right, but it was not the immediate jump either. So he was able to walk up the hill a little bit higher. He went for the Blink stun in melee form, but I guess the Legion would have still been there to purge it off regardless. But yeah, it's a tough one. They were fully ready for that one, as FNG is going to be caught out, Resolution, and MSS in the area.
I'm not sure Jug with Hand of Midas is really worth it. What does it give you? Like, you can just get...
It gives you gold.
Just get drums, man. It gives you stats, more move speed, buffs your team.
Is SVG dead again? They've got more dual damage here on the way. Dahak going for the body block. And poor old Savage going to be mauled by the bear. More dual damage onto this Legion.
Yeah, and look at the build on this guy. He understands the game. He knows that he doesn't need to get a Blink Dagger this early. With the Phase Boots, Overwhelming Odds, he can close the gap, and that's going to be a Vlad's.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's nice.
It also gives them Roche potential. He gets the Vlads. Ursa has 4 points in Fury Swipes, has enough gold for a Blink Dagger. If they want to force a Roche fight, you have a Next Assassin who can scout it out. They see where Universe is standing. Also, Universe building towards his. Hand of Midas getting really close.
Oh, they walk into a Sentry Ward, though, and now they realize Immersion is right on top of the Nature's Prophet. We'll see if they can maybe bait this out into some type of a kill, but instead they're going to turn onto the Luna. They don't have any Storm Spirit follow-up right now, though, as he is in the mid lane instead. There's going to Omni-Slash Immersion. Does have stick charges still, trying to walk away from it. And the spin comes out. Immersion not able to draw that aggro in time.
Damn, it's so worth it.
But look at this.
For Gambit, they just did what I mentioned. They're in the Roche pit with Vlads, Ursa, Dragon Knight blanking in.
A big play. Universe went for the Sprout, but they bring in this Storm Spirit as well. Going to be able to find that catch and the stomp. Are they going to be able to get it? Snatching the Aegis. It is going to be on the Ursa. So they got the kill for forward, but I don't know if that's going to end up mattering all that much as SVG under control. Afro Ninja moves forward. They have the Eclipse out, almost killing off the Storm. He needs to get up to the high ground or to the low ground, but the press the attack kept him alive. And well, even though Storm Spirit got very low on HP and mana, it's still going to be enough.
Oh man, Universe. He sprouted him, got the one more extra hit, just so he can cancel the blink. It was a 3-man stun from Sven, but they still didn't manage to grab the Aegis.
Yeah. And now, 15 minutes in, Aegis, not on the Storm Spirit, which I don't think is the biggest deal in the world. And meanwhile, down bottom, Resolution almost dead. He does go down to the Ursa. So the jump forward, Immersion hitting a very nice stun, and then Doc able to blink in afterwards.
Man, their pickup potential is so good, and the Forward Gaming is not playing the game that they wanted to. They wanted to group up as 5. The thing is, their top lane did not do that well. Also, they have 2 Hand of Midas, so they can't really fight at this point. That's if you look at the gold lead, it's only 1k for Gambit right now, but there's a lot of empty net worth with these 2 Hand of Midas. It's actually 4,000 gold inside of forward. It's going to pay off if this game drags for another 20, 30 minutes, but it's not looking good.
I mean, that's the thing too, right? Is that you talk about that pickoff potential. It's not just like the Nyx or the Legion. That's the initial engine that makes it happen, but really it's the damage that follows afterwards with the Storm Spirit and with the Ursa. So either of those 2 heroes can secure the kill when you have the when you have that initiation that comes out. And we'll have that Blink Dagger soon on Legion Commander as well, which is going to make it all the more easy to find these kills. So we'll have to see what Forward can do. I mean, can they group up as 5 at this point? Because that feels like it should be the answer, but it almost feels like they don't have the net worth to make that happen.
And Legion Commander purges off both stuns that Forward Gaming has.
Yeah.
So that's a huge problem for them.
Impale comes out, but they find the kill. Meanwhile, stealing the stun. FNG gets lucky as the Resolution makes his way over to the runes instead, or rather to the creeps. With the Omni Slash, chasing forward for more. They have another Sprout here, but Legion trying to back away, summoning some trees afterwards, and fully encapsulated Universe.
Now
makes it happen.
That's how you play the lineup that you have. You group up as 5, Immersion, Dead Again. The reason why Invis Heroes are not that popular is because sentries last for 6 minutes, and you just plant a sentry for 6 minutes on a mid lane, guaranteed Nyx Assassin, Bounty, whatever, can't really gank you.
No. It does sort of beg the question, though, is it going to be enough? Because you don't have great answers still for the Storm Spirit. Probably the best would be the DK stun. But that's predicated upon being able to find him. In Immersion, they are going to run into Resolution here. He's in vision of the Sentry Ward, though. Goes for the spin and no TP. Very greedy. Do they decide to chase forward for this one? No mana on the Jug, but looks like Storm didn't want to jump. So Resolution gets out of there. Luna going for the Vlads now. Okay. That's fine.
So Nature's Prophet is going to be the one building some damage items. I don't think they lack damage at this point. Maybe it's more of an item to control the Storm Spirit because they kind of lack it. Swan Stun, hard to execute.
Yeah. Which, by the way, he gets to level 15, takes that 400 health talent for the Storm. And that combined with the Bloodstone, it's going to make him rather tanky. So we will see what he decides to go for and how he wants to play his game, but needs to be careful about those blink initiations coming from DK. And 10-9. It does sort of feel like it's that sort of sit back, farm up, get your next set of items. That's what they're waiting for. And
yeah, they need a BKB. Aegis is going to be gone in, 5 seconds. Can they grab a kill on a mid lane? How many deaths does Immersion have? 0, 6, 1.
It's a little bit rough for him. If there's a hero to die, though, that's probably the one that you want to go down.
Nyx Assassin didn't cause that many troubles in this game. He's, if you think about it, yeah, he didn't do anything. He's 0-6-1, but he's providing a lot of info for his team where they can play aggressive, where they can pressure the towers, even though they don't have the best tower damage, but they're farming up their items. Legion Commander has a Blink Dagger right now. Ursa getting closer to a BKB. They got, what? They're going to pick up two bounty runes. He bought the book for himself. He wants to grab that level 10.
Okay.
Extra GPM talent is going to be juicy for him, considering that he didn't participate in more than 1 kill, so he's not getting any gold. He's dying a lot.
Yeah, that's the most important thing, definitely, is getting into that GPM talent and then gain whatever vision he can.
Invis on Invis action.
Pass each other through. And TP away there.
This is what feels like when John Cena is looking at the mirror.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How is that?
No one sees anyone.
The hell are you, what are you saying?
What? You don't know about John Cena meme?
Oh, is that the meme that you can't see me? Is that what's going on? He's a vampire?
I don't think he's a vampire.
You can't see vampires in their room?
You can't see vampire? What? Well,
in the mirror. That's the rule, don't you know? Vampires can't see their own reflection.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't watch those Twilight movies. I see that you're a big fan of those.
Speaking of Twilight, Yawar will die. don't know how that's speaking of someone, but that's fine.
So they're going to grab the tier 1 tower. There's no way Forward is defending this. It's a 10-second BKB, though.
Yeah. I don't know if that's fully worth it, but it still is pretty good for them getting down that tower. Gives a lot more control of the map. And likewise, they were able to take down the tier 2 tower, rather, in the top lane. Immersion, again, scouting out, seeing if he can find somebody. And like we've said numerous times, that follow-up of the Storm Spirit can probably kill off the Luna, the Nature's Prophet really easily. Sven and Jug might be able to walk their way out of there just because they're so survivable as heroes. But we'll see.
Man, Immersion is playing not against Forward Gaming.
Oh my
He's
God.
playing against Courier.
They knew he was going to be there too. They dropped down that ward immediately. It's like, where is our Nyx assassin? He can only be in one place.
So this Nature's Prophet is gonna scale.
Yeah.
This is the thing about the hero. When you get a Hand of Midas, he picked up the damage talent, extra damage on Orchid.
They caught their man. The Huck gets the kill. Meanwhile, an Omni Slash comes out onto FNG. So he will also go down, and now Yuar wants to find that kill, but he's gone very far forward. In the break, the Impala connects. Afro Ninja on top of him, finding the kill, and now Dahak chasing forward, seeing if he can take down MSS. They're going to make their way to the shrine, but that is not going to save you. Everybody is going to go down here. Resolution, no TP on his hero. So he moved into this one. The Electric Vortex pulls him back in, and a double kill for the Storm.
And they're playing so aggressive. And Forward Gaming, they're not executing their lineup well. It's the whole point of this lineup is to go with 5, take some objectives, try to grab a kill. Otherwise, your Luna is just a free food. Same goes for this support Sven.
I mean, it is sort of weird, right? Like, that was kind of the whole idea that we felt like was going to happen, but it almost feels like they don't have the items that they need to group up right now. Like, the Midas strat, that's not group up, right?
No. I mean, that's grouping up the feed, if you think about it.
That's fair, yeah. I mean, that is the thing, right? Like, you have 3 Midases on this team versus the 1 of Gambit. So around 4,000 gold or so that's just not being put to use at all. And they have a 3,000 gold lead going into it. So really it's a 7,000 gold lead. And now thinking about Roche, capable of respawning and will respawn in 20 seconds. Will they scout it out though?
I mean, if you pick a lineup like this and then get Hand of Midas, what's the point of it?
That is a pretty deep initiation, and everybody is down super low. Universe is about to die already at the start of this one. They have that healing ward, but it's completely under control. SVG is going to go down. That was the epitome of a disaster.
And that's a free Roche for Gambit.
Oh my God. Arcane Rune, Kaya, he's got a Bloodstone with 22 charges on the Storm. I mean, Ninja's owning.
It's going to be soon Orchid, his level 20. It's going to be Cheese and Aegis. Ursa has a BKB, Basher. Man, it's looking rough for Forward Gaming. I think we could say that this game is over. I don't know what's the obsession with the Midases.
Yeah, it feels a little much right now, at least in this game.
I don't get triggered easily when pro teams are playing, but stuff like this, it actually makes me mad. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just an angry person.
Maybe it's because Forward is playing on Dire, too.
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
It's just a carryover of anger.
Oh, Afro Ninja. Trying to find Nature's Prophet. He's not even leaving base.
Yeah, it's scary. I mean, that's the thing, right? Is because
look at Immersion. He's going to go for him. What a play. Splash damage with the carapace.
Making the plays. Making it happen. I mean, okay, so you think back to sort of what, oh God, they're TPing into this one. They're going to go for the duel and find the kill onto Resolution. Almost goes down, but not quite. And the Nature's Prophet ulti comes through. Immersion, gets his eyes on MSS. The jump forward, the stun comes out onto Dahak. This could be an okay kill for them, but the long duration lift comes out onto Resolution. And now Storm Spirit, he's in the battle, and Afroditch able to clean it up as he TP'd to the shrine. Very low mana at this point, though. Does have stick charges up again in a second. SVG, does he die? One more bash. Flash gets the kill and still chasing forward for more. Alpha Ninja inside the Sprout with Universe finds himself another 25 Bloodstone charges on this Storm Spirit as they pull back in the Dragon Knight and are going to bring down Yawar. Dahak has done so much in this game on this Ursa.
Juggernaut didn't even bother using the ultimate. Ursa had the cheese ready. There was Enrage as well. Storm Spirit has Aegis, so there's no point of using it. He's not going to grab any kills. It's looking tough for Forward Gaming. I mean, you pick up a lineup that relies on team fighting, grouping up as 5, and then you have 0 team fighting items. There's no mech, there's no Guardian Greaves, no Pipe, no Crimson Guard. The only one who's building one is Luna. She actually just finished the Vlads.
Oh, and a bottled DD. And, well, he's got himself a target. That is a dead Sven.
He can kill Luna if he wants to.
I mean, at this point, he can almost kill... Well, no, Jug has a Manta. So that does change things, at least. Which will help out Resolution to stay alive in these ones. But he's got to make sure that he has that Manta style cooldown. Immersion finds him the Impale, the jump in from downtown. They pull in the Jug and kill him off. The DD still working.
Double damage Storm with Vlad's 400 damage. And look at the attack speed on him. Power Treads, he has attack speed talent on level 20.
Yeah, this is... a Storm Spirit that has fully gotten out of control at this point in the game. And, I mean, it's sort of what we were, what I was alluding to in the
you were expecting.
Yeah, exactly, right? But I guess the thing about it is that it's all of these heroes that empower him to make it better. Like, I think about that, the only time they really had a kill attempt on the Storm was when the Legion Commander pressed the attacked it off in the mid lane. That stun from the DK. Well, Blitz comes back to casting. Storm Spirit's winning games.
Oh, feels good, man.
Immediately it happens. Oh, God, the big Impale coming from Immersion. They catch them both out. The stun is there. SVG can't catch a break. And 4 are in their base, and they're going to find MSS. They chase forward, find the dual win, up to 102. This game is over. The buyback comes, but, I mean, 16,000 gold lead. They're up on high ground. I feel like the only thing that's really going to be stopping them here is the creeps, which obviously are going to be coming through the mid lane again in a second, as they did pop the glyph. So a little bit of a respite for Forward Gaming. But Gambit, man, oh man, they're owning.
Gambit is playing so well with what they have. They don't have any tower damage, but they get a pick off and they became so farmed.
30
also,
Bloodstone charges.
Man, they enabled this Legion Commander and Ursa. The itemization on Gambit was perfect. Like, you have Ursa who has a good start. The hero doesn't scale that well because he can farm quickly. So he gets Hand of Midas. He had 13-minute phase boost, Hand of Midas, and
oh God,
and the Blink Dagger.
Afona just jumps in.
They can't kill anyone.
There is a dead Resolution, a dead Luna. They do find the stun onto the Storm Spirit, but he dies immediately afterwards. Another pullback in a second. There are no buybacks. Dahak chasing into the base, and GG is going to be the call as everybody is going to die. Storm Spirit Dota, it's happening.
Storm Spirit's back, baby. I think this hero is viable. The hero lacked ability to clear the creep wave, and he was so sacked at the early stages because he couldn't farm. He could use like 4 or 5 remnants, and then he's out of mana.
Yeah,
he's completely useless after that.
Welcome back, Baseskip.
Oh, good to be back.
Oh,
hey guys.
Hey Baseskip. All right, I want to hear your thoughts about the game. I think I've went harsh enough about these Hand of Midases and the way they played. The draft was fine. I just think also that the pool from Nyx Assassin won them the top lane. That this was a huge deal, because if they try to fight him 2 against 3, they would just feed.
Yeah, I really feel like Forward dropped the ball in. They lost control of that tri lane, and I think what they could have done is just rotated, say, like the Sven down to the bottom lane, and he could have played with the Nature's Prophet a little bit. And then they never 5-manned at all, really. There were hardly any attempts to take any towers early with a 5-man push, which is what they have. They have 5-man push in spades. And then I'm with you, Lacoste. I really disliked the triple Midas itemization. I think it was really the wrong way to go.
Well, that is a tough one. And what is also tough is the next matchup for Forward is going to be against Secret, which is a little bit scary. We will mention that in the other series, spoiler alerts, everybody that doesn't want to hear this, close your ears, throw your headphones into the monitor, because Secret lost the game against OG in game number 1, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what happened in game number 2, though.
I think it's still
going on, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
they're
they just started.
In, so.
Okay, well,
we're going to have a break then because we have to wait for Secret.
Exactly.
Oh, we're going to have a break anyway because we're hungry. That's also...
So we are going to take a quick break. I'm going to try and wrangle these two, and then we're going to go eat some food, and also we're going to wait for the next series to get started. So stay tuned, everybody. More ESL Dota 2 coming up right after this.